Hello, everyone. Welcome to Enlightened Insights. I'm so pleased to be here today, and I'm so glad that you're here too. And I want to welcome and say thank you to my co-host Gerald of TarotStache
Hello.
and the lovely SunPsychic Jean.
Hi, everybody.
And the lovely and talented, both of you are lovely and talented. And thank you to Gerald for allowing me to use the nice intro and outro that you developed. I'm amazed by your skills. So
Thank you. I'm happy to share it.
Thank you very much. Well, we love getting together here once a month to kind of answer your questions and just kind of have fun. So please let us know put some questions in the chat for us. And as we were saying, if it's a mediumship question, let us know your relationship to the person, whether it's their first name and whether it's your father, your dog, your a cousin or whatever that is. That would be really helpful. But
so can I just tell everybody that we're going to be getting messages. If you would like a message from your angels, your spirit guides, departed loved ones, any questions about careers, relationships, perhaps moves. We're also doing pet readings and general readings and mysteries. So if something goes bump in the night, we love that too. So thank you, everybody, for being here, and thanks.
yeah.
These are also readings because there are three of us. All three of us will be chiming in on what information we get. So these aren't going to be quick fire readings. They're going to be readings with a bit more depth. And we are using our skills to connect with, especially if you want a specific mediumship reading. We're using our skills to connect with, and sometimes that takes a bit longer. Stick around. Oftentimes people will hear messages that resonate for them. If it resonates for you, own it, embrace it. Let us know in the chat it resonates with you. That gives us some validation.
That helps so much, and it can kind of elicit more things to come too.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, Gerald, tell us what you've been up to lately.
I have been having a great deal of lives that are wonderful, doing duality pairs with hosting that with Raven Tarot Meditation, Linda de Gonzalez, and Madame Maru's House of Cards. We're exploring pairs in the major arcana. Great learning, very insightful discussion. Doing lots of shows where I'm learning things and I'm sharing them with people. I just want to encourage everybody to subscribe to the channel. I am doing my best to keep everybody posted on where I am, what I'm doing. I want to encourage everybody to subscribe to all of our channels.
Yes. Thank you very much. That sounds fascinating. And Jean, what's up with you these days?
Well, I've just completed one of the bigger psychic fairs last Saturday, and that was in Dulles, Virginia, by the Dulles Airport, and it was very, very busy and lively and uplifting and supportive. Just really wonderful people. Really, it just restored and uplifted my my confidence in humanity. Like everybody was just really a beautiful soul. It was lovely to be around that atmosphere.
That's good. I'm glad that worked out, because that's a lot of work to go and set up something like that in a big one. So that's pretty cool. And I've just been hanging out and doing fall chores. I had a great Halloween, although it wasn't as busy as usual. I only had 150 people come to the door, and sometimes we get up to 400 or 500. So it was still fun, and I thought good for them. The 150 people came out on a kind of a cold and rainy night. All right, I'm going to do some selection. We're going to pick people kind of on a random basis here. So let's start with Pooja 3012. And I'll give 3 names, and if you could let us know that you're here. Who else? Ascending Universal Butterfly. And then Shine Truth. Shine Truth 6, J6X. Let us know if you are still here, and we will. Pooja's here, and Ascending Universal Butterfly. And who was the third one? Shine Truth.
Truth. Mhm.
Okay. So let's start with.
Pooja's here.
Okay, yeah. Let's start with Pooja.
And Shine Truth is here.
Okay, good.
And Ascending. They're all 3. Thank you.
Perfect. Well, let's start with Pooja. Any messages my guides have for me at this time?
So I'm getting a little bit about you're extremely sweet, kind, sensitive, and compassionate energy there, Pooja. And what I feel is going to be a opportunity for you coming up is an opportunity for you to stand up for yourself and to take on something that you know that you didn't think you were strong enough to do. So I don't know. I feel as though it's around family and personal, not necessarily work. So you're going to be stepping up and taking a leadership role or taking on something that you wouldn't ordinarily do. But I feel like this is to prove to yourself, or it will prove to yourself how strong you truly are. That's what I have for you.
Pooja, I'm getting there's a lot of things on your mind right now. There's a lot weighing down. Part of what is happening is this you're in your head quite a bit. You're forgetting the things that draw your heart. There's a bit of imbalance with that. You need to spend the time thinking about things, but all of that is almost done. Do not forget the beauty of the gratitude. Remember the gratitude to help balance out when you're overwhelmed. Take a few minutes and settle down into your body. And your guides are wanting you to remember, as Jean said, you're having to stand up for yourself. This is a beautiful thing. You're standing up for yourself, and you're standing up for yourself in a way that sets the tone for others to stand up for themselves. There's a great deal of wisdom in what you're wanting to say. The key thing to remember is when you are speaking up, speak in a way that the majority of the people can hear you, and to pace yourself. There's a whole lot of stuff that's you've got to say. There's a whole lot of stuff you want to say. Don't say it all at once. Instead, pull back a little bit, because I have the King of Wands for you, which is always a warning of be passionate. Don't be too fiery. Go, pay attention to where you're sending your energy. And that's what I have. That's what I have.
Beautiful. Pooja, when I tuned in the first thing I saw was you were in a car on a long road trip, and I was seeing this big billboard. And it didn't show me what the billboard said, but it was big, kind of an old fashioned billboard with big script, and the background was green. And um, the sign, they're saying pay attention to the signs. Um, and there might be travel involved, but it's something about gathering new information from things that could just normally just pass you by. When you're on a long road trip, you look at all the signs, and a lot of the stuff, it's not something that you're interested in pursuing or in buying or whatever. But something might happen that you could reference back to something you saw. So there are subtle signs that they're sending you, things that you might otherwise ignore. So just kind of be open to signs. And when I went to the cards for you, I got the vulture, accept the inevitable, let go of the past, and I should have just read this. Accept the inevitable, let go of the past, and welcome a rebirth to begin. So maybe that's why they're having trouble getting the information through, that there's something new coming up for you and you're not quite tuned into it yet. So maybe there's something in the past you need to let go of, and you can start taking this new journey toward the future. And along the way, Archangel Chamuel says, be what you want to attract. And that's other information. And then in the end, you'll be like the Empress, just abundant and fruitful and wonderful. So I hope that made some sort of sense.
That's beautiful. She said, yes, I've been taking stands for what I want to do for myself in front of my family. Yes, I have a lot to do, and say to them, but we'll keep in mind one thing at a time. Absolutely, Pooja.
Excellent.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you for that. Okay. Next up, let's see, is
Ascending
Master, or Ascending Universe. Ascending Universal Butterfly. Here we go. Just a general message. Let's see what we can do for her.
And Pooja says that she's working to tune into new information as well. Good for you, Pooja.
That's great.
Good.
So, ascending, I'm not sure if you're on this side of the screen, but they're inviting you to be in the teacher role, or in the sort of walking your talk, or showing your wares, is what they're saying. So if you are a psychic, medium, intuitive healer, now's the time to begin to share that with others. I don't know. Do you have a channel already?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Go ahead, Gerald.
Oh, I'm thinking there's the message is you've got mastery of understanding your feelings. Now comes the channel, dear Jane. That is what I have stepped into. You have this intuitive action that's going on. Part of what is happening is you're wanting to. You need to be. Excuse me. Listen to me. You need to be. I encourage you to be less judgmental about the messages that you get, the way you are receiving them, because they're real. You're receiving them. Let them come in, because what's happening is you're letting go of an old way of thinking, an old way of overcomplicating. You are getting ready to write your own story. You get to figure out how you want to move this forward. The last card that I have is the story, which is an extra card. I love this. You get to create your own story. You get to be your own hero. So that's what I have for you. I think it's a lot of really powerful energy for you.
Beautiful. When I tuned in, the first thing I felt was my throat chakra really lit up. So I just encourage you to speak your truth, to speak up. It could be and I also heard sing out too. So maybe it's bringing your artistry, whatever that is, out into the open a little bit more. I'm getting the idea too that you might be being kind of self-critical. No, I don't want to do that. No, don't want to do that. It's the and let that go and just let it go and let it flow. Let things happen. Also, the crow came, which is a really good symbol and a good crow to have on your shoulder. Universal laws and truths are being revealed. So just kind of like use this energy to create your reality. And in the midst of all this, because it seems like it's kind of a little bit of static going on, a little bit of cross currents. And in that, always prioritize your health too. Take care of your physical body, and that will help things flow too and help you come to the next stage. So I hope that was helpful.
She has a couple comments I wanted to pop up.
Yeah, thank you.
She said people have been trying to quiet her.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And she said that's what she's been trying to figure out, what Gerald was referring to. Yep. And she was, go ahead, Gerald.
Oh, you're trying to figure it out. Guess what? You can figure it out as you're doing it. That's all of us here are going, yes. And I'm feeling lots of agreement with that from the energy around you. People don't understand. They don't need to understand. You need to be true to yourself and to continue moving in the direction you want to go.
Mm-hmm. And she was just confirming that she had just stepped into being on this side of the screen. So good for you, Ascending Universal. Thank you very much for your quick responses as well. That really is helpful. She goes, that's so potent.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad that's helpful. And next up is Shine Truth. Oh, and before we start, let's try a couple of other ones. Let's do Carolyn C9H. I'm going to write these down. Just let us know if you're here. Jenny in Virginia. And
put a plug in for one. Medium Betsy Palmer had one.
Ooh.
I haven't read for Betsy in a while.
Let's see if I can find her.
At 06, 6 after. It is.
I have her starred.
Yep. She starred.
Oh, well, why am I not seeing her? I'm sorry for this, people. Medium Betsy Palmer. There we go.
Yeah.
Got it. And then Medium Betsy Palmer. So we will start with Shine Truth, however. Be honored for any message from guides and families. Charlotte.
And this is Charlotte. Her name is Charlotte.
Okay, got it.
I do see you sort of introspective, asking some, questions about how far you've come and where you're headed. It's almost like a self-examination in a pivotal point within your life. I feel as though you've lived a I'm trying to search for the appropriate word. A successful life thus far, and you're looking for more. You're looking for more. It's almost like whatever you've achieved in the past was wonderful, but it's not sort of holding water. Like it's sort of like, what now? You know, you kind of feel like there's something else, and you're embarking on a new adventure is what they want to tell you. That's so much fun. And they're saying that this is going to be a different type of an adventure, but take all of your resources and all of your enthusiasm and go for the gusto. This is what they want you to know. I didn't say those things, but that's fun. You're the pivotal turning, and yeah, that was really cool, funny. How about you, Gerald?
I'm getting you've got a lot of support around you. The pivotal moment is upon you. What's wonderful about that for you, Charlotte, is the people you are surrounding yourself with and the guides. They want great success. When you are feeling a little down, say hi to them, talk to them, call up a friend. It's really important for you to remember to surround yourself by people who they're shared minds and like ideas. They get you. They're going to help you. They're going to also call you on your stuff. You get to be that as well. Reach out to people. There's this sense, this need for connection moving forward with both physical family, chosen family, and your guides is what I'm hearing for you, Charlotte.
Beautiful. And when I tuned in, Charlotte, the first thing I got was my crown chakra really lit up. So I think you are in touch with your guides and angels all along, and they're in touch with you. You just might not be aware of it. This journey, okay. I'm going to finish this first before I put those comments up. But so I think they're saying that they are here for you. They're talking to you, and you just might not be completely aware of it. But then when I went to the cards, I got the Three of Hearts, or the Three of Swords, excuse me. So it sounds like there has been something that's been sort of a heartache for you, a difficult time. But then they gave me the Woodpecker, which is to start a new rhythm and use your discernment and fortitude to achieve your goals and find a new rhythm. Oh, and just when I was tuning in intuitively too, it's like they're encouraging you to use your guidance, even though it doesn't come across your desk in a black and white document or something, to move forward, to combine your intuition with the day-to-day logic. And there's going to be, that's like stepping off on without knowing where the step is beneath you, but they're going to be there and help you develop that skill. And then the Archangel Raguel says, nourish your relationships, which was exactly what Gerald was talking about too. So this is a transition time, and but you're going to come through it. Let's see. Yes, this journey has been lonely. Connection, I talk their ears off for sure. Good, good, good. And an itchy crown for sure. And let's see. I'm having mouse issues today. And she said, yes, she's definitely at a crossroads. So thank you. I hope that was helpful. This is an important time for you. And we're glad to be of whatever assistance we can. So that was Shine Truth. And next is Carolyn. Here we go. Oh, I saw this earlier. Why did I duck through the doorways in my friend's home? I didn't realize I was doing it. And she called my attention to it, called it to my attention. So what's the reason why Carolyn was ducking through.
How old is the home? Has it been renovated? And is it like an old farmhouse or is it a new construction? I'm thinking if it was an old farmhouse, it may have had lower thresholds originally, and you're picking up on that energy. Um, other, that's what I'm picking up first of all. Like it used to be there. So was the threshold, was the home of up, and or it reminded you of a home, or the layout of a home was something similar to uh, a past life memory where you would have had to have ducked under the threshold. I think that's the correct term, like the doorway. Is that called a threshold?
Yeah.
And it, like the way that the house was laid out, the traffic pattern where you walked from one room to another could have been like superimposed in your memory that you've walked this way before in that pathway. That's what I have. How about you, Gerald?
I'm curious about how long ago it was that this happened. I am getting a sense there's a connection to the layout of the house, or the fact that for some reason this threshold caught your attention for some reason. Maybe it was lower, or it was different. I'm just getting the sense at one point you were taller than you are now, and the energy in this house reminded you to just sort of go dip down a bit. So I'm not getting any sense of concern at all. It was I would be really curious if it's a 10-year-old mobile home that was located across the road. Our friend had to sell, and we sold him 4 acres, and he moved in. It was a couple of months ago. Interesting. I just am thinking it's something to do with the energy of the land and your height.
I'm getting your height too. Overall, it felt constricting, and you may have been harking back to another lifetime where you were a taller person. But I'm getting the idea that it was the overall feel of the place felt constricting, and you needed to kind of pull in your energy or something like that. And I got the white swan. The power of divine grace is within you. This was almost like being a form of politeness or something like that. Oh, I don't want to disrupt the energy. I don't want to, I don't want to bang my head on the ceiling, but it's also, it was like saying please and thank you. It was sort of like some of your natural, just politeness of not wanting to disrupt things in his house was part of the reason behind it. But that was a really interesting one.
I'm also wondering if it's a mobile home, if there's a connection to the respect to the property and to the environment, that there's this bow down. When you said that, Joan, I got all tingly. It's like, oh yeah, it's a show of respect.
Yeah. Thank you. That was an interesting question. Something we don't get all the time.
Thanks, Carolyn.
And yes.
Jennifer in Virginia.
All right. Here we go. Okay, just a general message for Jenny in Virginia.
All right, the first thing that came that I got, Jenny, was you need to clean out the trunk of your car. Somebody is so good. You've been carrying crap around. You've moved it. You were supposed to either drop it off. You were running an errand for someone. And it's just like, you need to do that. You need to stop carrying that stuff around. You agreed to do something with it, finish it up, move it on, bring it into the house, do something. There's you've got other things that need to be in that space. And I am correct. Okay. Because I was just like going, clean out the back, clean out the trunk. It's weighing you down. It's weighing you down, and you don't need that anymore. You don't need that. It's slowing you down. That's what I got
So-
for you, Jenny. Yeah.
Jenny, what I was picking up for you is that you do like to keep busy, and I feel as though you putting creating a project for yourself, or creating something where you would be building or enhancing or improving something would really be beneficial for your self-confidence and a sense of accomplishment and a sense of making a difference. So if you've been thinking about making an improvement or creating, you could even like make curtains or something, but something where you're being creative and you're doing something that you hadn't done before. You're teaching yourself how to do it. And I think you are crafty. I think you like for the holiday decorations and stuff, but more than just decorations, something a little bit more permanent, or something that is more useful year round. But I don't know if you've been thinking about like redoing one of the rooms or something like this. But it'll keep you busy. It'll create a sense of you didn't think you had the energy to do something like that, but it's that type of accomplishment that you can really be proud of yourself and have a sense of completion, a sense of look what I did, and that you can enjoy that space, not only for the space and the beauty that you created, but that you did it yourself. There's something about you taking initiative and creating something on your own. Oh gosh. She says, yes, that's confirmation. Thank you. Yes, I crochet and thinking of starting another unrelated business. This is really good for you, Jenny. It's going to take some effort, and you're going to need to get into that routine of starting a new business, but this is very good for you. This is, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. This is where you're being led. That's what I feel. How about you, Joan?
Wonderful. Jenny, when I tuned in, I both my throat chakra lit up, and then my heart chakra. So there's something about speaking or singing out about something you love. And I thought, well, I'm not quite sure what this means. And I started pulling cards. And I kind of wonder if you're a musician, or if you like to sing, or whatever, because I got the Archangel of Harmony, who specifically says, bring in the music. And then I got the Canary, step forward now and sing your song. There's power in finding your voice. And then I got Temperance. So it's a matter of kind of balancing your energy by doing that, either by singing yourself, and it's, you don't have to sing in front of a crowd or something, but just singing around the house, or finding music that you love and just and just singing. And some of this might relate to the business that you're talking about too, to take something you love and bring it forward, to speak it and create it out loud will be beneficial for you. So that was fun. Thank you for the question.
Yes.
I hope that helped.
I was just telling these guys backstage. I said, we offer, like, let's do these kind of readings, let's do those kind of readings. And I said, and then every once in a while, there's somebody that just has something quite general, and you'd be surprised at what comes through. And all of us felt that. I felt it on this one, but it was quite impactful, just when you least expect it. So I
Yes.
thought that was fun. Yeah.
And Jenny, today you are emptying your trunk, right?
Making
Right?
room for good new things.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, and now medium Becky.
Betsy Palmer.
Betsy.
Yep.
Here we go.
And do you want to select a few more?
Yes, thank you for coaching me through this. Let's do a couple more from a different place in the.
Jenny says, yes, Gerald, I will. I'll clean it out before it gets too cold, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll probably be next week. Things happen fast around here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do Kali09H.
Cindy and Encinitas told Jenny, bodies can start to smell after a while, girl. Oh, Cindy, you're hysterical. Clean out that trunk.
Then let's do Tapioca Thievery. And let us know you're here. How about and then let's do Acadian Proud. All right. But first up, Medium Betsy Palmer is asking, will 2025 close on a happy note for me? I have a new website too. Fabulous. All right.
All of them are here.
Wonderful. Thank you.
It's going to be, you're going to have a great sense of accomplishment and appreciation. It's going to be not as much partying and hats and streamers, but more nostalgic and looking back. You know how they the highlights for the year that is past, but you'll have noticed and seen some growth and some changes in you and your community around you that would give you like a sense of pride, a sense of accomplishment, a sense of appreciation, and almost time well spent. Like, but I'm not seeing all the streamers, not unless you decide to have a New Year's Eve party early, which I think we might choose to have New Year's Eve parties for the last 2 weeks of the year, right? Something like that. Mm-hmm. How about you, Gerald?
Well, Betsy, yes, and there's going to be some more opportunities for adjustments. You've gone through 2025 and are now thinking differently than you were at the beginning of the year. You are now also wondering, I do get a sense there is a guide or some sort of an energy is like going, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? They're encouraging you to dream a little bit. You are starting to have, you're starting to go slowly into the emotions that might be a little difficult or that have been difficult. And there's a tentativeness about it. Stay in the water, keep in the water as much as possible. I would say toward at the end of the year, the beginning of next year, you're going to start to have an understanding of how your physical environment, your resources, and your money are going to be shoring up. There's it's almost like there's been a bit of a pruning, and suddenly things are going to be able to start flourishing because the dead weight is gone. Those branches that are not serving are no longer sucking the energy from what you need. So
I love this. When things just kind of dovetail like this. When I tuned in, let's see, I saw a picture of you as a mountain climber with your walking stick going up the mountain, and then you had a flag and you planted it at the very top. So there's this feeling of completion after a long, hard road. That was a steep mountain, and just a period of taking pride in your accomplishment. It's not like it solves all the problems of the earth, but it's like you followed every step by step. You made it, and they want you to feel proud of that and to remember who you are. You're somebody who can climb a mountain. You're someone who can get through hard times. You're someone who can take on something challenging and succeed and establish your goal. But it's like, okay, now you're at the top of that mountain. What's next? I got the peacock. Inherent wisdom is emerging at this time. Watch it and ready yourself for a rebirth. So now it's a new project. That's the old year, and now you're on to a new project and a new year, and kind of a transition time. And it can be kind of discombobulating. But I love that this came up because it's emphasizing that, yep, it's the new year. Here we are. That Ace of Wands looks very much like the hiking stick that I saw you carrying on the mountain. And into the new year, new issues, just kind of a new picture, but it's all built up on the confidence that you gain by going through this year. So I think as Jean was saying, you're going to get to the mountaintop. It's not going to be, a big party or something up there, but you can have the internal feeling of self-satisfaction and confidence. And that strength that you've proved to yourself is going to help you with this new climb that you're going to do in 2026. Mm-hmm. So I hope that made sense. Let's see. Yep. To write about no parties for me. Also some gray areas starting to get in. And to spot on, yes, that's what's next is big for 2026. Wonderful. All right. Thank you. That was fun to do the mountain climbing with you. And let's see, Kali, if I can find your question. Here we go. My name is Angelique. May I ask if you guys have any insight for myself? Oh, about Kali or Angelique and Robert. The love question.
If you don't mind just clarifying that Robert isn't your pet or your son, that it is a love interest, only because it's inferred. That'd be great. Kali.
Ah.
Kalili? I don't know. So sorry. It's Angelique, I'll call you. You could just confirm it's a person I was in a relationship with. So are Angelique and Robert going to resume and restore? It's free will. Will Angelique and Robert come back together again? I see a comeback. Will Angelique and Robert live happily ever after together for the rest of their lives? I feel like it's a little bit of a, I don't know if interlude is the right term, but there's an act 2, but will Angelique and Robert have a long-lasting relationship? For the second time around, will Angelique and Robert's relationship be long-lasting? Will Robert and Angelique end up together for the rest of their lives? So I see it's a very long relationship, and the possibilities are still open. I think that from what I'm picking up, the longer you can stay away at this breakup, the better the reconciliation will be, because time needs to heal the wounds and to gain the perspective and to understand your involvement, or he needs to understand his involvement and have time for clarity and for perspective. And when you guys come back together, you'll have a more intentional and just a more intentional relationship, if that makes any sense. But the longer this split is, the more chance of it continuing longer. That's what I got. Don't know if that makes any sense.
So, Angelique, one of the things that is important is you can remember the relationship and all of the good things. It is important to remember when relationships change, they weren't all bad, they weren't all good. Keep that perspective. As you're looking at it, part of what is an important thing for you to do is to figure out what it is that interests you and do that. Don't be waiting for the reconciliation. It is important for you to live your life, to understand what it is that you want, regardless of who you are with. You also have this beautiful opportunity to start being very clear with your desires, your thoughts, the actions that you take. I got the Queen of Wands, which is always a great card. The Queen of Wands is masterful, articulate, intelligent. She's also not going to suffer fools lightly. She knows what she wants, and she's willing to go get it. The challenge is sometimes when you don't have that clarity of what it is that you want, it can get a little foggy. I like what Jean has said, taking some time. Don't try to rush back together. You need to figure out who you are. When you figure out and you know who you are, someone can meet you and celebrate who you are, and be supportive. And you'll know. I would also say trust your gut. Trust your gut, and if you need some support, ain't nothing wrong with going to somebody to help you figure, to have a different perspective. I'm a big fan of talk therapy. Go and talk to somebody, loved ones. I think that's a key thing. So
Beautiful.
that's what I have.
When I tuned in, I saw a stick that was broken. And you were looking at it, but then you took those two pieces, and then there were a bunch of other sticks, and you kind of built this tower from them, and you were on top of the tower of sticks and looking down. So it was like this period of breakup has given you a time to get perspective on what the relationship was all about. And when I started drawing cards, I got more sticks, more wands, the 10 of wands, and that looks like, it's kind of heavy. It was kind of a burden, but it's also, you could carry those in a different way and it would be much, much easier. So this period, as Jean was saying, of not being in that relationship is going to give you the perspective you need to make a decision about whether this is good for you or not. And to, as Gerald was saying, to focus on yourself, to actually center and ground, which is what Archangel Sandalphon said, and get clear in yourself about who you are, what you want, and all of that. But then my last card was the crane. Soon you will enter into a beneficial partnership. Luck and longevity bless this union. And this is actually a sandhill crane, and they almost went extinct, but now they're back. So it's like, you can make a metaphor there for going back to Robert, or using the period of discernment to find a different, a bird of a different feather. So it is kind of in your court. Definitely the option is there for getting back together with him, but after a period of self-reflection and discernment. That was interesting. Thank you.
And I want to, Angelique, I know this is hard. A breakup is never easy because there's a great deal of loss about that. I hope you honor yourself and give yourself that time. That is so powerful to hear. I have been away from this connection for 5 years now, LOL, but definitely am not the same woman now and have been calling in mastery. I love it. Oh, I love that you're not the same woman. More power.
Yes. Fabulous. Okay. Next up is Tapioca Thievery. I'm very drawn to England and the culture. Do I have a past life there? Well, let's see what we can find out.
I would say yes. A lot of, only because I have, and this is one of the indications that you're remembering or, picking up energy from your past lives, because I have a very nature-inspired living room, but my dining room is very French provincial, and it just doesn't go like you're like, Jean, you have geese and butterflies and twigs and natural things, and then you have French provincial dining room. Like it just doesn't go together. But I know that I must have had a lifetime in France because of the things that we gravitate to, the things that just don't make any sense. Nobody in my family, nobody that I know ever had French provincial furniture. Why I was attracted to it, I truly believe that it's from our past lives. In this incarnation, for many of us, we have the ability to use or to utilize the resources of our past lives to help us to gain perspective, gain clarity, and to move forward in our evolution. And not all lifetimes that you were able to access previous lifetimes. But in this lifetime, in this energy on planet Earth, with humanity rising and raising in its frequency, we're able to utilize the resources, the lessons, the information, the the knowledge that we gained from our previous lifetimes and utilize that into this lifetime. It's almost like an extra, information, an extra library, extra, just magic for us. But yeah, I would definitely say that it has a lot to do with it for sure. And I would research that too, Tapioca. And I'll tell you maybe at the end of the show a little bit how you could.
I think the short answer is yes. The longer answer is yes. Be curious and pay attention to what draws your eyes, what it is that you appreciate. Do some research, as Jean is saying. I'm curious if your ancestry is from there. What stories are you paying attention to? I think it could be a fun little quest to go and to explore. It could be a great little thing.
Yeah, I agree definitely that you had another lifetime there, at least one. And when I was drawing cards, I thought, well, at first I thought, what's this all about? But I got the Knight of Pentacles, the slow-moving knight. And I think this represents, and I'm thinking I was tapping into how you felt in, at least in one life there, that the knight refers to the royalty and kind of the stratification of society, and that it's slow moving because tradition for hundreds and hundreds of years, it's sort of put people in their specific classes, and you felt a little tied down there. And again, this, I got the parrot who said, let go of others' thoughts and opinions. It's time to embrace who you really are. So you wanted to kind of be able to break through some of those societal structures and be who you really are. And that's one of the reasons that you're born in this country this time around, where it seems like in that time you didn't feel like you could do everything you needed to. And also got just open your heart and open your heart to possibilities, the possibilities that you did live this life, and the possibilities that tuning into that lifetime can be of good service and help you understand yourself today and where you came from and where you're going to. So that was kind of fun. A
Yeah,
trip
it
back
was.
to jolly old England.
She said, around the age of 4, my mom and I were driving on the New Jersey Turnpike. I looked out onto the ocean and I told her I could see Big Ben. She doesn't know how I knew what Big Ben was.
Wow. Oh, I'm getting chills.
Mhm.
I
That is so
know.
cool.
Yes.
And then Cindy says, I was decorating my living room and dining room and feel like a stone temple. And one time Joan told me that I was a monk studying deep in the bowels of a temple complex.
Oh,
Wow.
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 Thank you for reminding me of that. That's cool. So fun.
Wow.
Yeah, it all kind of circles back. All right. And now Acadian Proud. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm slow here.
She says, my mom loves England too. We were probably there together. I agree. And she was probably your daughter and you were her mother or son or father, Neat. Thank you, Tapioca. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Acadian Proud, may I hear from my guides about what clairs they wish me to focus on for the next 6 months? All right. Thank you for a really specific question.
So the first thing I got, Acadian, is to blend them, to balance them, to utilize all of them, be open to all of them, and practice with all of them. Challenge yourself. Create scenarios where you would have to, use a skill of your clairaudience and then use a skill of your clairvoyance. Give yourself tasks and exercises for you to practice these things. Spirit guides today, let me hear something that is helpful for me to know, or that will point me in a direction, or that will be telling. And sometimes if it's clairvoyance or maybe it's just you looking down on the ground and seeing a penny, just following your guidance and listening to and realizing that all of these senses, all of these clairs are available to us. And some are stronger than others, but they all work in tandem. So I'm going to just stop at that. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to echo what was just said. It is an important thing for you to, I encourage you to let go of the way you think you should be using the clairs and being able to nurture the way you balance your clairs so that you can recognize them. You are able to weave them together. They're not necessarily isolated for you. I do get the sense they need to be a blending of them. So instead of you saying, well, I'm focused on my clairaudience, instead it is I am open to all of my clairs. Don't limit yourself, because it limits your ability to access all of this great information around. And there is a great weaving about it. There's a great partnership of what could be for you. One is not better than the other. Sometimes one is stronger because that's the one that needs to be stronger. So I'm feeling this need to weave them together and see how they work.
Yeah. And I pulled the eagle card, the eagle feather. You're learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights. So this emphasizes exactly what Gerald and Jean were talking about, that all of them are important. And, like an eagle, they have to balance in order to fly and everything. I also got Archangel Zadkiel, who says, strengthen your boundaries. So part of the spiritual practice is to protect yourself and to kind of strengthen your boundaries that way. And there's if you go back to yesterday, we did, Jean and I and several other people were on the Crone Zone for the Wisdom Circle and talking about protection. And there's some good ideas there too, if you wanted to check that out. But as far as specific ones, when I tuned in, my throat chakra lit up. So, maybe clairsentience, clairaudience, hearing things, and clairvoyance too. But they're all in the mix there. And I think overall, the message was what the eagle brought in, was that you're learning all of them. And you can, if you are a person who likes to have a plan and take a structured approach, you can say, this week I'm going to focus on one. Next week I'm going to focus on another one, or whatever feels right to you. And then kind of, at the end of the month or something, blend them together and feel the balance of them. But yeah. And she said, I am writing a novel based on my ancestry. Wonderful. That sounds good.
Mm.
Cool.
Oh, and she watched the Crone Zone yesterday. Wonderful. You have it on your watch list. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The feather is something I connect with my dad. Okay, wonderful. Well, he's definitely there then, bringing that to you. Well, how do you like that? I think we've gone a full hour already.
That's
Joan,
amazing.
may I share my events that are coming up only because it was appropriate and connected?
Yes, please. I was just about to ask.
Were you really? Are you serious? You're pulling my leg. So this is my website, everybody. And this is what you see when you first come in. You see all of my readings are down here. So up at the top, right under the picture here, you'll see the events tab. Click on the events tab and you'll see I have past life mini readings on Sunday, November 16th. It starts at 4:00 Eastern and 1:00 Pacific. And you just click anywhere on this tab and it'll describe a little bit about what you can experience. You click on the attend, and when you get an email for the receipt for your ticket, the email automatically has the Zoom link. So save that email, and when November 16th comes, you'll go back to that email and go right into the Zoom right there. You don't have to wait. So so that everybody was talking about past lives and their connections. And these are just some really quick mini readings that I've been doing for others. And you may or may not have heard me describe a couple of them, but they're inspirational and they're investigative and it's such an unknown. It's amazing, some of the stories that have come through. I also have my psychic study practice group here. And then I also have a chakra healing workshop that I'm going to be doing again. And that's on Sunday, December 28th, in case anybody is interested. But thank you, Joan, for letting me show that. I just wanted to tell everybody that these past life mini readings would be a great opportunity for them if they're interested. It's just the I can't even tell you. The one woman, I saw her walking on a cobblestone street, and as she was walking, I saw her kicking her skirt with each step, and I could tell it was a long skirt on cobblestone street. And I saw that she had a high collared blouse on, and it kind of gave me the impression of the 1800s. And I was also seeing her stir a really big pot with a really big stick, and she's stirring this boiling pot. And I was like, looking, what's in the pot? And here it was sheets. And I'm like, did you work in a laundromat? And I'll tell you the ending real quick, that it was, she was a nurse, and she was sterilizing sheets because of the cholera outbreak. And it took like this investigative unknown mystery that went through. It was really very exciting. So that's what I want to do for everybody in a private setting, in Zoom together is what I mean.
Cool.
That's
That
great.
sounds really fun. Gerald, what do you have coming up?
I have a couple of shows later today. I have a laugh and learn about duality pairs in the tarot, the major arcana. I have a back and forth with Jamie and Gerald. Then I have several other shows. It's best if you subscribe to the channel. That way you can absolutely catch me when I'm live.
That sounds great. And I just wanted to thank Gerald and Jean and all of you who came today and all of those who might listen to this later. We really appreciate you being here and wish you the very, very best on this blustery fall day. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye,
now.
everybody.
Thank you for watching Enlightened Insights. Please remember to subscribe to all of our channels. Each of us offer in-depth private readings. Contact information is listed below. Thanks again for watching.